Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet. And welcome to episode 7 of Splinterlands 101. Tonight we're talking about the Fire Splinter. And joining me once again on the show is Geotrix. Geo, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
And what's up? How's your week?
Yeah, it's been good. I just came back from a little holiday from my uncle's back, and yeah, man, like just very lazy and chilly. That's all.
Nice. Remember on the last episode that we did with Matt, where we're looking at, like, you guys are both like checking stuff online, and it was like, Adelaide Brightwing, and Matt bought a maxed out gold foil card.
Hell yeah!
And with it, like, it's easy for you guys to know, and it's great when you guys can like check resources and stuff like that, because when hosting the show, I've got other stuff to watch. I can't really do that. So as soon as we finished recording, I jumped straight onto Splinterlands and bought that card that you guys are looking at, which is like $100 for Adelaide Brightwing maxed out.
So, 5 abilities, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
5 abilities. I mean,
and that one card pushed me from where I was in Silver 3 into Gold, well and truly into Gold 1, even with all my rentals. Because in the past, if I wanted to finish the season in Gold 3, I had to pull some rentals to do it. So, yeah, I was really stoked that I bought that card. I guess for me, that purchase in the Life Splinter, because I put a bit into death since the Chaos packs. So this is like my first life investment. But you did the same thing with Fire, with that evil bastard that smashes me every time I see him. And that game, like when we were doing a little bit of not ranked battles, but just battling between us, you smashed my ass with that Grum card. So yeah, tell us what inspired, because that was your first. Because I know you've gone hard a little bit in life lately as well, but that Grum, that was your first big sort of decision card that I want to get a max out, and that was in Fire. So what inspired that?
Me wanting to get further into the game, knowing that Chaos Legion would be my only chance for a very long time, at least until the next release of the new set. So it was go time for me to get involved. So yeah, I even like I said last episode with Matt, when he was here, I made the conscious decision to move some assets that I've had and to put them into this game. And I feel that was a very wise move on my behalf, and I could pick up some really good cards that I think are good for cheaper than what I've seen some cards in the past be in price terms. Yeah, some of them pretty expensive, and I just feel like with the markets and everything going on, it's just a really good time to pick some up.
Yeah. And remember when the pre-sale waiting period was over for Chaos, we were like, we're not whales in the system or anything, so we're scraping out, getting a little bit of a voucher every day.
Yeah.
So you came over and we had that like pack opening sort of party sort of thing to open up our Chaos packs for that sort of period.
Good time.
And it's like honed it in, because I recognise what you were saying, because I've been restricted since I came back into the game with my summoners all being alphas and betas, that I just can't afford. There's no way on earth I can afford to max them out. And when we did that, we were looking, because we saw what cards we got from the packs, and then we both went onto the market to see how we could
how much
top them up a bit, level them up a bit. And that was before Bitcoin took a dive, so prices on everything were quite high.
They were.
Right now, with Bitcoin having its little hissy.
Yeah.
Everything follows Bitcoin and the sort of trend of things. So the prices of things are even now it's cheaper to buy cards than when we opened our Chaos packs.
Yeah, I should actually wait it, but who's to know, right?
Who can know? Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what? I don't mind that I bought Thaddeus, $7, $9. I don't care because I know in the long run he's going back up again. The market's going to go up again. I mean, as long as crypto's still a thing, then it's going up. Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with summoners because your whole game is going to be restricted to your summoners.
Exactly.
And so, when you got your Grum card, of all the, why did you go with him? I mean, I know like the whole Bloodlust thing was a new sort of thing, but why of all the decks to choose from, why did you go with Grum and Fire?
Well, these are airdrop cards, right? And I thought, airdrop cards, they stand out. I find like they're pretty good. Same with like Uriel and Bakjira and even Lyra the Dark, that are ranged in dark in death. Sorry. And so I was like, you know what? Whatever comes out, if I like it and I see some utility out of it, that I will even play with, that I can play with, as well as I guess buying it to rent, which I have been doing. So I haven't been playing as much lately because of that. So I bought him and wanted to use him just because he's awesome. I mean, Bloodlust, right, is one of the first to, besides the Gladius, those
Gladiator packs.
Gladiator packs. He's like one of the first to be utilized by just like everyone who can play, just in normal rank leagues and not in, I forgot where else you could use the Gladiator, only where you could use the Gladiator packs. I think it's like in Guild Wars, or in the battles that you can do.
Yes. So if your guild is big enough to have brawls.
Brawls. That's right.
Yeah, because the special packs that are only available to Gladiator packs can only be used in brawls. They can't be used in the game.
That's right. And Grum, well, he can be used just in ranked.
Yeah.
So.
And you mentioned too just then, like with your rentals, because like one of the 6 of one, half dozen of the other sort of scenarios, and I've been struggling with this ever since like first time I was actually able to get into Gold 3.
Yeah.
And I pulling rentals and so forth so that I could get into Gold 3. But it's an extra from Silver 1 to Gold 3. I think it's an extra 4 chests at the end of the season. And I was thinking, is it really worth it? Because I'm losing all this DEC in rentals just to get 4 extra chests. And so I like every season, come towards the end of every season, I'd have the same dilemma. Is it worth it? And so for the last 2 seasons, I hadn't done that. I kept my rentals in for the daily DEC income and finished the season at season 3. But now, of course, I can finish at gold after buying that Brightwing. But you've gone like you've made your decision at Aaron. You've gone in the rentals and to the point you're even dropped down a league. So what are you? Because it's I've spoken with people in Discord, both in the Splinterlands, in the Hive Australia Splinterlands, and in our guild sock, and everyone has that same dilemma. Which way should I go?
So, right now, I'm just doing trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that before, and how can I explain it? I find that
either way, you're going to miss out on something.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you can look at it, I reckon, in 2 ways. With the chest, potential of getting cards that will, reach value, I reckon, will gain value, you know, the less that there is in circulation. Or just random, you know, you can get DEC from chests. Sometimes you get a lot. So I want to know, like, if you were to put them side by side, what's the, like, the, you know, the equilibrium between them? Like, what's worth more? Is it worth more renting than just, the only annoying thing with rentals is just like checking every day. So that's where I reckon I'll lose out, and I'd rather do the battles. So right now for me, like I said, it's just a trial, and I'm already over putting everything that I have of value on the rental market. Yeah, so I think right now things are slowly coming off the rentals. You know, people are slowly not renting my cars one by one, and I think I'll leave it like that and just leave a few on. Because I miss versing. I miss the battles. Yeah.
There's one thing I noticed that now playing in Gold 3, because I've got enough card power now with that one card purchase, is when you get on a win streak, just you're getting an extra DEC in the wins, and even on the daily quests, now you're getting extra chests, whatever. And like you mentioned, like in the chest, you can get like, I think one day I got like, I think I screenshotted it and sent you like 800 DEC in a chest or something like that. But it is random.
It is.
Whereas with the rentals, right, if you've got X number of cards that you're renting,
it's a guarantee. Yeah,
exactly. You can get at least this every day.
Yeah.
So it's a toying cost. It's like whichever way you go, you're going to be missing out. But with the rentals, at least you're dealing with a known. Whereas it's like you're taking a risk with the chests.
I guess it works out to be, if you play more, then it's probably worth not renting as much. If you are going to be on the computer or have the time to be at home playing Splinterlands, then maybe rentals is the way to go. You know, maybe there's a scenario for each.
Yeah. So rentals is the way to go if you're not playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're like some big ass whale, you know, investor just buying up all these cards, it's like, okay, let's just put them on the market.
Yeah.
Maybe some people have full-time jobs doing that, just checking out cards and unchecking rentals and then putting them. Who knows?
I'm sure people. This like if you have a sufficient holding in anything, and you're relying on a passive income, that's the way to go for sure. But like I rent out my dragons, and so that's a no-brainer for me, renting them out, because I can't play in the dragon quests because I don't have a sufficiently strong hand. And even though with dragons you can pick another suit, I'm still limited to my dragon summoner. And with since the chaos packs came out, with all these cards I've leveled up, it's wasted by playing a dragon. So I rent out my dragon cards because I don't use them. So if you're not using cards, then. But yeah, since getting the gold, I must admit I have been playing more because the rewards when you win a game.
Even the daily rewards, huh?
Yeah. 11 DEC for a win as opposed to 3 or 4 DEC.
Big difference.
And if you do that 10 times, Anyway, we're talking about fire.
Fire, I was about to say, let's get back on track, huh?
Yeah. So fire's my weakest suit. So this is your podium here, man. To fire. For me, any time I've ever used, assuming it's not, I stick to the daily, like whatever the daily quest is, I smash through that, and then I'll play on a bit more. Fire's always the one I've gone to for really low mana, like 12 to 15 sort of mana. For me, it's a no-brainer. I go fire because I've got the cards to do that. But again, some of those are alphas and betas. So in your situation, when your whole arsenal is predominantly chaos, is it the same situation, or is fire something different for you?
I reckon it is the same situation. So I find that there are a lot of a fair few cards under the 4 mana cap that are just awesome. Like Antoid Platoon, you know, he's just like living lava. He's just like Serpentine Soldier. You know, he has that shield. He has Scavenger at least I have him at level 7. Maybe I got him because at that level he gets Scavenger, even though I can't utilize him yet. Yeah, so I got
Lava
him.
is level 7 as well.
Yeah, he's
mana
capped. He's
7.
7.
Mana 7.
Yeah. His mana is 7. Yeah, and I like Radiated Brute. He's a reach. He's got 3 attack, 3 speed, 5 life. With Tarsa, I got her to. I'm actually renting her out. So I've been playing with a level 1. Yeah, all my summoners. Sorry, I just got it at level 6, to be honest. Yeah. That's where I got it at, level 6. Yeah, so I checked what I can use for level 6, you know, what they allow you to use at what level, like the legendary, epic, and all that. So I checked out Tarsa, what she, you know, lets you use at level 6, and I find that for me, at least with how much I got into the game, that's a nice level. 6, 7, 5 even. I find that's really good for silver at least, and maybe gold 3, you know, gold 2 maximum. I'm not even sure because I'm not there yet. Yeah, I like. Yeah.
So even with the rule sets, when you get Little League,
Little League's cool.
Another good time for fire because of the.
It's a strength. Yeah, it's a strength for fire, and just cards at the moment that I find are really good. Lava Spider, it's awesome. You know, it's got the range, it's got snare, it's got snipe. He's cheap as chips as well, very cheap. I like 10-year striker. That samurai dude, Zorro.
He's got sneak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and Forgotten One is a beast. I have him rented at the moment, but when he's unrented and I use him, I win a lot. With him. He's got immunity. He's got retaliate. He's got piercing at level 6.
Yeah, I sort of have a good go-to.
At level 5, he's got piercing.
I still use the I can never remember this guy's name either. The summoner for Alpha, because it's only 3 mana, and he gives like the -1 melee to the opposition, which makes a deal. Malferno or something like that.
Isn't he +1 or is he -1? Oh,
I'm getting confused with Death because now the Death Summoner is -1 melee. Yes, you're right. Marv adds +1 melee to your own team.
Yeah.
So I have a good go-to. Whereas as long as the mana cap of the game allows it, I love my Cerberus, and I got the gold foil Cerberus, so bonus DEC if I win. And in second position with Reach is Phineas Rage. He's got some pretty good stats. And then after him is I'm so bad with names when it comes to cards. I'm a visual person. The one you just mentioned, the sneak card. The
10-year? 10-year? Yeah.
10-year, yeah. Him,
yeah.
And then I have a snipe with the spider in that. And that's like a really good fire combination that I like to use. Very rarely do I lose with it. But that's pretty much it. And if I can't do all of those, I'll just drop one of those cards out. But that's like my fire go-to. I don't have a lot of variability in the fire deck.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm bounded by mostly Chaos Legion, and going back to what we called him 10-year or whatever, he's got like a 2 1s. So it's like 10-2 striker. 10Y 2.
Yeah, I know.
Have you
I have the
noticed?
same thing in Death with that dude who's got the V and the I.
Yeah.
It's like, is it V or is it 6?
Five. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know the one I'm
Six.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's also a sneak card as well.
Mm. The
Yeah.
names get a bit confusing from time. Yeah, man. Look, there's so many cool cards from Chaos Legion. I really like Tusk the Wild. Also, is another good one. These are more like brutes that you put up front.
So
Forgotten
which
One,
card?
you put up Tusk the Wild. He reduces.
I
So
don't
he
know that
gives
one.
all. Yeah, yeah. He's just like this big Viking dude, and he's got Void. So reduces he reduces the damage from magic. Is it? I just got tongue twisted there. I was gonna say
Yeah.
melee, but no. And then he's got Inspire, gives all friendly monsters +1 melee. Yeah, he's melee attack, whatever.
Yeah.
However you
I
say
use
it,
like Silver
melee,
Shield
melee.
Knight in the life deck with Inspire. It's great.
It's
Giving
so
everyone that
good.
+1.
It's
Yeah.
so good. It really is. It really helps, especially to lower leagues, which I only know. Yeah, like I'm no professional at Diamond or whatever. But from what I find, like I hold my own. I hold my own, especially when I get all the cards that aren't on rent. Which majority of my deck is at the moment. I am finding it when things aren't upgraded, you really have to. Yeah, you got to think a bit more, huh? I've noticed actually going back down playing like level 1 cards, it's a bit harder to win. It's damn straight.
Yeah.
It's harder to reach, and that's how I used to do it. Like before I had anything, I was like, how did I do this? Like,
Yeah.
because I've had the luxury of like upgrading cards, and especially at lower levels, bronze, silver, up until silver 1, I reckon it gets competitive.
Yeah.
Silver 1, I reckon it gets really competitive because then people are using high level cards, high level
Yeah.
summoners. They're
And I
using a
like
whole
that.
lot. Same.
Yeah. Because I know when I'd finished the season in silver, and then of course the start of the next season get smashed back to bronze, and I'd put my deck together, and I'd go, and it's like, Cerberus isn't healing. My spider doesn't have poison.
Yeah, that's
And it's
right.
just, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I just witnessed that before. I was, playing. I was just experiencing all that. Like, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
the abilities. I don't have the abilities. Yeah, so it takes a bit of skill to even play at bronze, I find. Especially when you got like low level cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even like when you've got good cards, they are low level cards because they're all capped to that league. And that's one thing I've really enjoyed. Like, 'cause this season season's only just started, and I still haven't got back into gold because I finished last season in gold 3, but I'm still at, I think, silver 2 at the moment, fighting my way back into gold. But what I really liked about gold 3 was, for the first time, I've been able to utilize my cards with that. Normally, when I'm picking my deck, I've got the little exclamation mark. This card's capped. This card's capped.
Limited,
this card's capped. Yeah. So that's been fun, and I've really been enjoying at the bigger leagues. So if you haven't played a season in gold, I'd recommend it, man. I'd recommend it. Yeah.
I can though. I'm there. I know when I
Rentals.
pull all my rentals out, I make it to gold 3. The first of the gold.
I'd recommend trying it for a season, because I know you trial and error and the rest of it, and you're doing your rentals. Just for the thrill of playing it at gold 3 with cards that aren't capped and limited. You've got all because you've put so much into your decks with like leveling them up to play with all of those abilities. Like, I recommend. It's been some fun, and
that's why
the
I'm
higher
sad.
rewards too.
I've been denying myself these life pleasures, the pleasures of Splinterlands. I'm not playing to my full degree yet. I'm not in it. I'm not in it right now. But yeah, hey, look. As time goes on, things will be not on rental market or not on the rental market. So I can take them back and start playing with them and working my way up. Maybe trying to get a high rank for the season or something. Maybe just keep playing. I don't know. I'll just play till my eyes turn square.
Yeah. And so when you finished your quest, because obviously the quest is you're playing that rule set, but when you finished your daily quest and you're just playing for the extra DEC, like, do you try and stick to a particular suit, or does the rule set totally determine what you pick?
It's the rule set, yeah. Or I just take a stab in, I just take a stab in the dark, and I just go with something that I know I've bought but haven't used much. Because why not? And I find that when I use like a splinter for too long, one splinter, let's say, like, I don't know, fire, let's say, someone always going to counter me. There's always going to be that one cheeky bugger who looks what you've played for the last 10 games, or 5 or whatever. And yeah, he's just going to be like, you know what? Okay, so I see you've used the same lineup for the for the last 5 games, and yeah, he'll just counter me hard, like hard counter. And so I like to change it up maybe once every 2, 3. Once I've finished the daily quest, I will change it up. I like to use death. I can only use 3 effectively: fire, death, life. Earth and water, I don't have a summoner over level 1. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
actually, that's an interesting, because before Chaos Legion, I used to, like, water was my favorite, because, like, it was just a no-brainer for most rule sets. And my Alex Stormbringer gives a +1 magic. So I just have a good tank up the front, and then everything else is +2 magic, and then Alex +1 makes it +3. And it's just smash, 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 smash. And it was just like, but now the Chaos Legion have balanced that out, and now I struggle with the water deck. It's like, got to learn a whole new gameplay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like although there's always going to be, that in play, like the old meta for blue, right? It's always going to be magic, but now they've changed it in Chaos Legion to defense and attack, like melee, and it does it very well. I usually get beat. I think I said this last time. I usually get beat by earth and water, but I don't know. I like using the other cards, the other splinters, like whatever's not meta, I use. I know it's probably easy to win with water, but I don't know. I like the other ones. Fire. We have to stick on fire. We must. This is just a rant. It's just a rant at this point.
Hey, it's a shame. People are listening. It's like they want to hear a conversation. It's like, if we go off topic, but it's interesting, then hey, who cares?
Oh, my mind doesn't work linear.
I know that. No, it's like if we're
helicopters.
Oh man, I tell you what, all day here, ambulances, helicopters, ambulance, helicopter. It's like, this is what happened to the country I used to live in. It's like, but just standing outside, you can just, if an hour goes by and you haven't heard a helicopter or an ambulance or
something's wrong.
It's like, and for those watching, I don't live in the city. I live right out in the northern suburbs. This is the last year or so. The number of ambulances are here all day going backs and forwards. It's just crazy. But yeah, getting back to the cards. I find, regardless of what suit I'm playing, I generally use like 30% of my deck. It's like and it's the ones that I've spent the time on. Like Matt mentioned in the last episode, it's like for his advice for someone getting started, pick a few favorite cards and just level them up. Because if you haven't got the funds, like I certainly don't, to just max out your entire deck and every card you've got, it's better to have a few cards maxed than a whole deck not mini maxed.
Yeah, I'd rather focus on one summoner at a time.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
So
That's
because you got
doing.
Grum, how far did you level Grum up to?
He's max. Yeah, he's max. Even though I can't utilize it. Yeah.
Yeah. And which fire summoner do you use with him?
Tarsa.
Tarsa. And what's she? You maxed her, haven't you?
No, I haven't. She's level 6. She's level 6. And a level 6 Tarsa, I believe. Let me check.
Because what's one good thing too with the epics and the legendaries, you don't need as many.
That's right.
To max them.
So a level 6 only allows you to use a level 3 legendary. So for me to, let's say, utilize Grum at a higher level, I need to get him to level. I need to get her Tarsa to level 7 to use Grum. To use any legendary level 4. So level 7 actually seems like the way to go. it really does. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I'm gonna.
So which of your decks is the most maxed at the moment? Is it
Life and Death? So they're both level 7.
Yeah.
The summoners I'm talking about. So I'm talking about what's his face? I'm talking about
Thaddeus
and General Sloan.
General Sloan in Life, yeah. So at the moment, I've only got one maxed summoner, and that's Thaddeus and Death. Death is my only maxed suit at the moment.
Yeah. I find with how much I got funded in this game, which isn't much. I find to get level 8, honestly, I'm not getting to diamond anytime soon. Let's just get that. I'm just being real. I'm being real. Like I'm aiming for like gold. Like that's where I'm aiming for. I don't have unlimited funds for all these other tiers of play. So I thought level 7 is a nice spot for where these summoners, how well they're priced at the moment. I think for me, level 7 is okay to get. Diamond, what's that? 500,000 power more. How much does it get? $1 million? How much is it? How much is it? Serious?
I don't know. I need a ridiculous amount just to get from gold 1 to gold 2. From gold 3 to gold 2. So.
I even got it wrong. Champion's the maximum, isn't it?
Yes, champions.
Champion. Well, yeah, 500,000 plus power to get to champion 1.
Yeah. Well, I think my thinking on that, and the reason I maxed Thaddeus out is because I know from for the last couple of years being capped to my alpha and beta summoners, it's like the price of summoners at the moment. Like if you wait until you're good enough for diamond, then you're going to be in a situation where you can't afford anymore to actually max those cards out.
Yeah, but when you get to, let's say, diamond, and then you don't have the rest of the cards to like complement where your summoner's at, let's say, it's no point. There's really no point. You're just going to get smashed at diamond, and maybe you'll win the suits or the quest that like, let's say if you have your Thaddeus at level 8, maybe Death you'll be all right at. You'll just scrape. But all the other cards, like, all the other quests for fire, for whatever else, you're just going to get,
That's why I've started for the last couple of weeks with a high power down going on at the moment, so that I can level some of these cards, because I've suffered the last couple of years with not having the leagues. I want to at least get one summoner in 4 splinters maxed. And then I can start bringing the cards up, because there's no point bringing the cards up to a summoner. And I think as the market recovers, Bitcoin still it went back up to 44.5. Now it's back down to 40. It's every time market manipulation, every time Space Boy fucking farts a tweet and affects the price. Uh, Now, it's regardless of what they're trying to do. And then they got their, China's banning Bitcoin and everyone used to panic. And now it's China's banning Bitcoin. It's like, ugh. So now they go, Russia's banning Bitcoin. Russia's banning. It's so ridiculous. So it's just like, as I say, I buy the dip. That's why right now I just want to get some cards maxed while those prices are cheap. And I figure that summoners are always, they're going to go up more than the other cards. So I figured if I get my summoners up first and then focus on some other cards. But what's your thoughts?
I like that idea, man. Look, just buy when you can. When you can. Yeah, for me, I can't do it every week or whatever. But especially where things are at. I mean, hey, if they go lower, whatever. I don't care. Just don't care.
Well, if they do go lower, it's a short-term thing. You look at previous packs, as like overall, once a pack is sold out, it doesn't go down.
Exactly. And that's what, it always brings me back to when pre-Chaos Legion and how high things were, man. Just look, there's a new phase out. Okay, once that gets bought up and everything gets a bit scarce, and newer players come in, which they will. This game has just a growing fan base, and it does. The more popular crypto gets, the more popular this game gets.
And even the whole NFT, like when this game first started, NFTs wasn't even a thing.
No, but this game
I had a collection of cards, but if someone said, "Hey, are you into NFTs?" I would have gone, "What's that?" Yeah, I've got all these cards. No idea.
Yeah. But this game was doing it. This game was doing that before it had a name, and I think that's just like such foresight, man. So, Fire. I like Exploding Dwarf. I believe Matt. I actually bought it because of Matt. Mentioned it. Yeah, so it's level 1, and when you got Equalizer, it's a really good card. I just used it recently, and it really helps. Yeah,
I put him in the first position for Equalizer as well, because low mana. Normally, a low mana card with 1 life is absolutely useless, but the Equalizer rule set,
and
Exploding Ants is good.
He's
too.
So good. Good. Yeah, Exploding Ants has saved me a couple times. Yeah, so Exploding Dwarf, man, he's only at level 6 for me, but he's got 3 abilities. He's got Retaliate, Piercing, Blast, which is awesome. And even though he's not Chaos Legion, but for $33, you get into that, it's really good. And
mine's really low, Mike. I don't have half of those abilities in my Exploding Dwarf. I think he's just what's the basic one he comes with? It's Blast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Blast up until level 3. You get Piercing, then level 6 you get Retaliate, and then he gets a 4th one at level 9, Trample. But again, that's way out of my league,
Yeah, mine's only got Blast, so mine's either level 1 or level 2. But I still use him with that Equalizer. Yeah. And LeChuck.
Thanks, Matt. He gifted those chooks when they were 20 cents a piece. It was like nothing.
Chook, I don't know what it is now, but they went up to $8 or something, didn't they? The chooks, because I don't have any. This is still the only 0 mana card. Because as you know, I'm hodling all my packs. The only Chaos packs I've got are the ones from the original opening that we had after pre-sale, and the ones that I've bought on the market. And I don't have any 0 mana cards other than. Have you got picked up any 0 manas?
When we opened the cards, I got a Fire 0 legendary dude, which is what's his name? That's the question. I don't have him right now. Wait, where is he?
So legendary, that would be pretty easy to max up at the moment then, not needing so many cards while the prices are so low.
Yeah, before 0 mana, I'm not going to get him to that level just because, I just don't feel like it's necessary because Here we go. Scorch Fiend. Scorch
Okay.
Fiend. That's right. So stats, yeah. Look, at level 4, he's got Demoralize, which is just like -1 melee, but just spending a bit to get him. And he's just a card that I chuck in the end. He's got attack, 2 speed, 1 life. I mean, it could be good. I mean, that's actually really good. But yeah, again, it's out of my means, to get into that level. I'd rather get cards that are more
You can
vital.
utilize.
Yeah, that are more vital to a win than just like a chucking card, a throwing card. Yeah, but I did open one of him. I do have one. I bought the Life Zero card, forgot that name, but I bought that one. I bought the Death one just because they're just a more glorified chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's just so handy when, especially when you got certain times you're looking at 2 empty slots because it's a really low mana game and you can only put 3 or 4 cards in, and just look at those empty slots. It's like if you could fill them with just targets, it's going to save the rest of your hand.
Yeah, and in Fire, or when you get the round ability for every melee card can attack from whichever position.
Melee Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just add the 0 card if you've already had all your space. So instead of a chicken, you add that, and he gets to attack with Tarsa.
Yeah, the chicken actually does get a melee attack at some point, but it's right near the top. It might even be at the very top, but mine doesn't. It just sits there.
Yeah, he just sits there.
Just a target.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. What's next? I've actually gotten some like lava launcher, right? I know he's not Chaos Legion, but
I picked one up the other day in my chest as a reward. So my lava launcher is nearly at level 3, but he is so cheap because I looked the price because he was like too expensive to buy for me before.
Yeah, he was like $3-4 a card at one point, 290, 370 or something around there. Now he's like
18 cents.
I think he did go down to that low, didn't he? At one point, but now I think he's back up. Yeah, right now he's 60 cents, which is still great. So I got him at 5.
Yeah, it's like 9 mana or something, so it needs to be a high mana game.
Yeah,
but such a great card, and he can be used in the first position as well.
That's right.
Normally, once you if you get smashed from the front, once your range attack gets to the front, it's like it just sits there. It can't do anything. So no, I love lava launcher.
Yeah, it's literally a chicken when range. Yeah, when they don't have the ability for all range to attack from
first position.
Forget what that is, but it's a thing. But otherwise, without that, they're pretty useless when they are met face to face with.
Yeah. Because I keep forgetting, because there's a rule set as well that allows any range to be used in first position. And I always forget to utilize that. But I know within my own cards, the actual ones that can do that as their own ability. And if I can afford the mana in a game, I'm a huge fan of Lava Launcher. A huge fan. It's a great epic card.
And that's another strength for Fire, right? The high mana cap. I just spam Forgotten One. I spam Grum. I just get all the highest, all the ones that just like a high mana, man. Like usually it wins.
Yeah. Most of the time. For me, if I've got the high mana, it's death.
Yeah.
With my Merhat Jean and
man.
Yeah. That Shinlo, whether it's V or 6, whatever it is. Yeah. Hey, if you know the Shinlo VI, is that Shinlo V or is it 6? If you know, comment below. Same as Gio's point with the Tengi. Is it Tengi or is it Teng 2? Comment below if you know. Like
10Y2. Yeah.
Yeah.
10E2.
All right.
Yeah. So so fire. I like how it can spam the field with usually low mana cost, but has the ability when the cap of the mana is up, right? You can spam it with higher cap monsters, So it's got from low range to like high range caps. So I like how they find a balance between all of the between all the caps, and they have so many abilities. So from attack to heal with Cerberus, from shielding, from like living lava with the shield and other ones as well.
It's actually interesting because
just,
I'm a huge fan of Cerberus up front, but quite often when I go into a battle and my competition is fire, I keep coming up lava so often. But it doesn't have heal. So unless you've got a healer in the back row, I'm not a fat like, and also Cerberus being 4 mana, you can play him in Little League as well.
Okay.
What do you use lava in the first position or?
I do because sometimes everyone else does, and I use him with that little repair guy, that neutral card.
The Minari with the glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
See what I mean? I'm a visual. Like when I'm looking, I don't know their names, but I know what they look like.
Scarvo, Highling, that dude, and that guy. But there's actually the monkey. That monkey, he has repair, and he's better, I reckon, for fire anyway, because he's only a fire card.
Monkey?
Yeah, that monkey dude. The monkey with I forgot his name because
the repair monkey.
The repair monkey. I'm gonna look for him. Repair monkey.
Repair monkey.
Flame monkey.
Huh?
Flame monkey.
Flame monkey. All right, I'll have to look at him. I still don't really have full understanding with the Chaos Legions because if I didn't get them initially in that opening pack, I don't know about them, except all the other cards that I've bought off the market or where I've been smashed in a battle. I thought, wow, I want that. And I go looking for that card. But there's still a lot of Chaos cards I just don't know about because I haven't been smashed by them and I haven't got one.
Why it's hard to talk about because it all boils down to how someone plays and their level that they're at. So someone from Diamond or Champion just would scoff at all of this, saying, amateur, but in my level, there seems to be a trend of certain cards that are used more than others. And or formations of cards, especially within fire. I was like, I'm definitely going to win this. And someone just changed it up completely. Like they used lower level cards and higher level cards at the back. And they smashed me. I was like, damn, because they were attacking my my back row first. Because I used the Matt even spoke about this, how you protect your back row by putting a big beater in the front, a big heavy dude to take a tank in the front. Yeah, but this guy was just
card.
Exactly. Yeah. This guy was just had his monsters that would pick off my back row and had weaker monsters in the front. This is all fire. This is a match between fire and fire here. This is the mirror match, I should say. Yeah, and he was just picking me up from the back, man, and he wrecked me. I was like, it didn't even make sense to me how he could have wrecked me. I was like, nah, surely, but he did. Yeah. You know those games where you look at someone else's formation of the cards they're using, how did you win that?
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah. I still get stunned every now and then. It's like, look, the game's playing, it's like, I've lost. skip to results. I won. How on earth did I win?
Yeah.
And the complete opposite, like you just said, when you look at their lineup and you think, oh, they're tripping. what are they doing? And then they smash you. It's like, wow. It's just a combination. Because I look at each card individually and thinking, and then I look at all my cards. I've got the better hand here, not recognizing how his cards are working together, which is what smashes me.
And also the unknown variables in the game, the random variables, speed. Some cards just have higher speed, which dodge.
Speed is one of my weaknesses, I must admit. And even when I'm putting a card, I very, like when I'm looking at a card to fit with mana or abilities, I very rarely look at speed, except when it's the reverse speed rule set. Then I'm looking for all my ones. But other than that, I don't really look at speed, but I should. I really, really should.
For fire, if you're looking for speed, this is like the explosive dwarf or whatever his name was just talking about. He's in that region. Yeah, exploding dwarf. He's in that sort of region. He's got one health. He's got 4 mana. Yeah, he's good when all melee monsters can attack from anywhere. And equalizer. Sometimes you get that. I don't know if I've had it both before. I think I have. I think I've had equalizer and all melee monsters can attack from wherever. And when that's in play, it's ultimate for exploding rats. He's got blast and redemption at level 6. So it does one. So it affects everyone by. It takes away 1 health when he dies to all enemy monsters. That's really cool. Yeah. And
first time I saw redemption was watching one of Matt's battles, and it was like I had to actually watch the battle twice just to figure out what was actually going on. It was like so much beyond my level.
Yeah, and he's got 7 speed. 7 speed.
Exploding rats.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's guaranteed to go first.
That's level, At level 6, he gets that. And then at level 8, which I don't have him at, he gets True Strike. So he never misses. This monster just cannot miss. This rat is like super rat. He's so good.
I do need to focus more on speed for sure. Yeah, it's just it's not usually until the game's begun, and my cards don't even get a shot. They're just taken out because I haven't taken speed into account. But one thing I do love in speed, and this is from the life deck, but the Feral Spirit, it's a sneak card. Even at my low level, it's got an attack of 3 but a speed of 5, and that's like one of my highest speed cards. Also in Death, my second card, which with Reach, it's a Spineback something, and he's got like 6 speed.
Is it Spineback Wolf?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah, and for the second position, he's safe because very few because as long as your health's high enough to not be attacked by opportunity. They're either going to be going for your first card or they're going for your last card. So safe in the middle there with Reach second position, and every turn he's got a guarantee to go with that speed of 6.
Yeah, Spineback Wolf. Yeah, he's really good when all monsters have blast ability as well, because he usually gets off first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to put Riftwing in second position because blast damage and it usually goes for him and whoever gets attacked in the front. Even that other dude, which I do not have, you would have, the guy who heals himself. I don't have it, so I forget. He's like really popular. He's used a lot in Death, although we shouldn't be talking about Death.
Haunted Spirit? Self-healer? Or?
Yeah, that guy. The one. I don't have him anymore since since they changed the cards to Chaos Legion, I don't get to see that. I forgot his name.
Did you have it as a starter card?
Yeah, he was a starter card at one point. Yep, sure was.
Was it because you've got a Cerberus, haven't you?
Yeah, he's like Cerberus in death. Or death.
Okay. I can't remember because ever since Chaos Legions came out, all I use now is the Winnekou with the Thorns. I love Thorns. Yes, Cursed Winnekou. I love Thorns in the first position, which I don't have in my Fire deck. I don't have a Thorns card in my Fire deck that I can put in the first position. So Cerberus is always my go-to because low mana can be used in pretty much anything. He's not taking up, which means you can back up other stuff. And he's got the +1.
Yeah.
Cerberus is a dope card.
Really good. Sometimes it's good to put into second row. Again, if it's blast damage, whoever attacks the front, attacks Cerberus, he replenishes by the time your front's destroyed, and he's like fresh. It's a fresh card. So all the blast damage is useless if you're looking at it from that angle. Or I put him in the back. So to get any snipe.
Yeah.
To get any snipe abilities, right? He lures them out and he just heals. So you waste the snipes on him, and then your other ones can just attack.
You've actually mentioned twice in the last few minutes about second position for blast protection. I've never taken that into consideration.
Yeah.
Because especially if they've got like a card, it's an opportunity, and they're going through the middle. So blast gets a card on both sides. It could be devastating.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. I've never put a card in position to protect I've never thought of that. But the only thing is, if you've got him in second position and their hand is attacking your rear, he just sits there. He can't do a thing because he doesn't have reach or sneak.
That's why sometimes I put him in the very back.
Yeah.
So if he does with last, if the opponent has nothing to target the back, then that's okay. Here you got this dude who's just going to be ready for when he meets the front.
Fully healed when he gets to the front. Yeah.
Exactly. And I find it's like really good to put him in. And again, with Tarsa, with the +1 that Tarsa gives, the +1 life, which is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
When you put those together, Fire's really just a really strong suite for, like I said, low mana cap, high mana cap. It does well.
Yeah.
And it's just good for hit points. To take away the most hit points, I reckon it's hard hitting.
It's hard hitting. Yeah.
It's real hard hitting. Like Living Lava, when it does 4 damage to you, and the rule set for the game is slow speed, slow attacks, whatever.
Reverse speed.
First. Reverse speed, Man, that's deadly.
Yeah. And with my Malric Inferno, I remember his name, Malric Inferno, that +1 on top of them. Because he's level 3, I think, in my deck, because I haven't got a Fire Summoner from Chaos Legion of my own. So I still keep using him. And it's so handy because it's only 3 mana, whereas the new ones are 4 mana. So when it's a low mana game, he's only taking up 3 of my mana. I actually really like that. But yeah, I do need to expand because, like I said before, I focus on maybe 5 cards in each splinter that are versatile enough for many situations. So at least I've got some cards that I can use. Now, if I actually ever make it to gold 2 or gold 1, utilizing those cards. We're almost at the hour, so in wrap up, any final thoughts?
Fire is the easiest to use for people starting out. I've heard of Matt talk about fire not being so much relevant in high leagues, or someone I've heard. I don't know, must have listened to someone. They say it's not as used. I guess you can have a look at all the stats of splinters that are used in the high leagues. But as for the low leagues, silver, bronze, gold, I reckon it's pretty good. Yeah, I reckon it's good. Again, maybe water and earth are probably better. I'd say they are. I guess if you, yeah, I don't know that they are better, but I just find they're way more used, overly used, and magic's highly counted. I find magic's highly used and highly counted in silver one, and don't know about gold yet, but I reckon a lot of magic is used. I reckon because that's what I experienced in silver one. Heaps of people
But I
use
think
magic.
the whole lore sort of thing, if you've like been, I was brand new into this. I've never played Magic the Gathering,
Yes.
card games or anything like that, but I did play D&D when I was young. So it's like magic is like the geek sort of, they're always clerics or wizards or mages when they play, it was fire is like the warrior. It's just smash, 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 smash. And so a lot of people might dump on me here or disagree with me. But initially, like I said, fire's good for getting started because there's not so much strategy that you need to just hit hard from the start. Whereas earth and life, to win with those suits, you've really got to be thinking like a chess game. You've got to be thinking ahead to sustain your pack long enough to wear the other team down.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit more technical to utilize even water, life, earth. I find there's a lot more combinations that you can go with, which can be confusing, but fire's more streamlined. You see, it's more simpler, I find, which is good sometimes. Sometimes simple wins. Simple just beats out.
And especially, like I said, at the beginning when you're learning the game, to get some wins in while you're learning is good too.
Absolutely, Bob. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like fire. And actually, after this, now that I'm on fire, I am going to get Tarsa to level 7.
All right.
I am. Yeah.
All right. That's a good closing up point then. So thanks again for joining us on the show. We just have a blast. Like, if you haven't figured out from the dynamic, like Jer and I, we know each other in real life, so we have this. It's just good organic conversation, and that's what you want on a podcast. It's something you can listen to. It's not a documentary. It's not going to put you to sleep. It's just two guys talking shit. And every now and then, we go back onto the fire topic. But like, hey, we're here to entertain you first and foremost. We're here to entertain.
And again, we are two noobs in the grand scheme of things. To Splinterlands.
Yes, we are.
It would have been nice to have a Matt sort of figure with us, just to to get it more in depth, because you know.
For those wondering where Matt is, he just couldn't make it tonight. He will be back in the next episode, just unavailable for tonight's episode, but we managed to pull it together anyway. And if you have any feedback about this episode, if you want to say, hey, I thought this was supposed to be fire, or it's like, you just want to say, hey, great chat, guys, whatever, anything at all, any questions you've got, comment below. We love engagement. And I'm a person who does reply to every single comment. So please comment, like, share, and all that sort of stuff. But more importantly, comment, engage with us so we can engage back. Because every week, one person will receive 10% of the post rewards from a comment. Whichever comment generates the most engagement, that person will receive 10% of the post rewards. So like, comment, share, all that sort of stuff. It's not, but we just want, more important, engagement. Engage with us so we can get. We make these videos for you, so yeah, engage with us. Final words, Gio?
Yeah, Fire, real good for starting out. Highly recommend. There's not much to fault on it, and yeah, it's been a blast. Just even though it's my second time, I just really like, I like talking to my friend Bob. Things are a lot easier. It gives me some purpose, It's nice. Yeah, it does. It does. It's something to look forward to. That's not so mundane, So yeah, thank you, Bob, and
thank you. And let's dazzle the fans with our own magic display of disappearing.
All right.
I'm Boba Fett. Peace out.